everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi, hello. I hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, month, evening, overnight, morning, all that good stuff. Whatever you have going on, I hope you're having a fantastic day. We are here with another premiere. So I've just got this kind of staged just so I have something to, keep me busy while we're talking. I'm doing an intro and outro. So I'm super excited about this premiere. We're going to be chatting with Rosa over at Diamond Painting Shoppe. So this is my very first interview or spotlight that I've done with a small shop owner. So I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to chat with Rosa. Depending on her availability, she should be here with us in the live chat. So hi, Rosa. Hello. I hope you're doing well. If you have any questions about Diamond Painting Shoppe and you're in the live chat as this goes up as a premiere, feel free to type in any questions so Rosa and or I can provide some insight. And other than that, there's not a lot of preamble here. It was a fantastic conversation. It was so cool to, learn a little bit more about what it takes to go into, launching a small business in a diamond painting shop and learn a little bit more about Rosa's process and also get, some sneak peeks or a sneak peek into what might be coming next on her shop. So I can't wait to share this with you, and I hope that you really enjoy it. Once again, let me know if you have any questions in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay and you weren't here for the actual premiere, no worries. Just go ahead and leave any questions or any clarification that you might need in the comments section of this video. I'll also make sure to include Rosa's link to Diamond Painting Shoppe there in the description box. So if you are interested in taking a look at her shop, if you haven't been there before or you want to look at some new stuff, head on over and take a peek. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into our small shop spotlight with Rosa over at Diamond Painting Shoppe. Ooh, one more thing. I'm so sorry. Stick around till the very end. We're going to be doing a little outro and you're going to want to stick around for that. Okay, bye.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, I think we're all set. So once again, thank you so much for agreeing to do a little spotlight with me. This is my very first small shop or small business that I've gotten to do. I've done a couple of artists, but Rosa, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone?
Great. Thank you, Anthony, for this opportunity. I think you're doing amazing things with your channel. And this one, I love it. How you are, extending this opportunity for us in the diamond world, painters and shops like mine to be featured. So I really appreciate it. It's out of the box, and it's a wonderful idea. It was like when you told me, I was so happy. I was like, yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Great. And so for those that are watching that don't know, tell us about your business and your shop.
Okay. Well, my name is Rosa. Last name is Brito. I opened the online store last year. It was actually in January. My sales started coming in at the end of February, the end of January through February. So I guess I'll launch some sort of a anniversary next month.
Yeah.
So it's been open for a year. It took me a good part of 2021 to work on the business, work on the licensing. That was the most difficult part because it was hard to get someone to say, okay, I'll give you a license to sell this artwork.
Yeah.
Without any sales.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could do it. So I was lucky in that respect because that was one of the biggest challenges. Then the next challenge was, of course, choosing the art that I was able to license. So it was pretty good. It was touch and go there for a minute, but I'm glad I did it that way. I don't know if I told you when we spoke. I wanted to make sure that I sold art, licensed art, instead of just going the easy way and picking something from AliExpress, putting it on the website and, heck with it and go with it. So that was important. And, I was able to do it. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think I think that's one of the things that a lot of diamond painters are now looking for exclusively. Like you want to see that licensed artwork, you want to see that all that work's been done to make sure that everyone's been compensated appropriately for the artwork. So I know a lot of the content creators and crafters that I speak to, that's specifically what they look for. So
Yes,
I think that was definitely the right move.
yes, I think it was a great move by the creators that started this trend.
Mhm.
Because without, people like you, our creators that we, the shops really depend on. If you
Right.
if you didn't insist that this was the way to go, it would still be the old way where people didn't realize,
Mhm.
buying art that wasn't licensed was not a good thing. So,
Right. Exactly.
we are supporting the artists, and again through your efforts, all the creators that we work with, we have a lot to thank for.
Yeah. Well, we also, I personally thank you so much for bringing such awesome artwork. Talk to me a little bit about, once you were able to get that licensing set up, what was the process like to select the pieces that you wanted to put on the site? Was it based off of, your personal taste, or what did that look like?
A little bit of both, personal taste and also availability. Because of course the artists that are in demand are hard to get. And again,
Right.
it comes with the companies that we as companies are able to get licensed. So
Hmm.
even though, let's say one of my favorite artists, Josephine Wall,
Hmm.
yeah, I can't get that one. Um,
Yeah.
so it's a combination of what I like and also what is available to be licensed.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think you did an awesome job, and I think that one of the things that I personally really love old masters. So anytime I see an Alphonse Mucha or Van Gogh or something like that on the site, that's immediately what I'm drawn towards. So I like that you have a mix of that, as well as some more kind of your more common artists, Jasmine Beckett Griffith, Dominic Davidson, like a lot of the popular ones too. So it's nice to see a little bit of both.
Yes. I definitely wanted to include the old masters because my
Mhm.
style is a little bit of eclectic. I like the old stuff, the modern stuff, and I love the old masters. Alphonse Mucha is one of my favorites. I think
Yeah.
it's the most popular one out there.
Yeah.
And that's how you get those big long canvases
Yeah.
produced. So I'll continue to add more of the old masters.
Hmm.
Again, it's another selection process. Which one do you go with?
Right.
It's your favorite, and that is also marketable, and that will sell.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, you said that you've had your this business going since the beginning of January. First order starting to come into the end of January. Talk to me a little bit about how things have grown and shifted throughout the course of the first year, and how things have kind of evolved.
Well, so far it's been going great. It has evolved. I was able to add, after my first initial order, which was kind of terrifying there for a minute. Out this big order,
Yeah.
and you're like praying that everything comes out all right. Um,
Yeah.
and funny thing is, the first order was supposed to have arrived like back in December of
Hmm.
21, but it actually arrived just a week before I was able to launch in
Oh
January.
my goodness.
Yeah, it got
Yeah.
filled up 3 weeks at the port in California. So it's like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh, it's like I'm never gonna do this.
Yeah.
That was frightening. Back then, we were still dealing with COVID
Right.
lockdowns, and it was a mess. But I was able to add more products throughout the year.
Hmm.
And it's a slow process because first you figure out what you want to offer for sale, send it
Right.
to the company, and then the artists that do the renderings and do the hand charting, they take
Hmm.
4 weeks, and then you get
Right.
it, and then you go back and forth. Oh, you missed the spot
Clean stuff up.
here,
Yeah.
clean stuff up here and there. And I've missed a few. My first order had a couple of little issues.
Hmm.
But that goes, that's part of the learning process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Awesome. Cool. Well, we talked a little bit about styles and genres that you like to curate to the shop. So when, like, let's say you're going to kind of think about what the next batch is going to be, is it based off of like what's sold well currently, or do you like to just really mix it up? Like if you're thinking about what happens next, is it just kind of continuing kind of down the same path? Or I guess, sometimes I see images pop up on other shops and I'm like, I would have never thought that person would have put that on their shop, or that company would have ever brought it forward. So do you take a look at trends and see what's like happening out there in the community?
Yes, I do take a look at trends, but again, it depends on what I have licensed.
Right.
Yeah, I do have a lot of products, art that is licensed, but they haven't been produced yet. Last order was about 29.
Oh, wow.
That's a big order.
Yeah.
And it took a long time, just to go through the 29. So this year I'm going to scale it down a little bit. Because again, I still have a lot of paintings that haven't been produced. So I'll mix those in and probably bring it down to a quantity that is manageable.
Yeah.
Because again, I won't ever do it again.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So yeah, you'll see new pieces coming in. I just posted a few pre-orders that should the design process has been done. It's been
awesome.
Those have been approved, and now it's going into the manufacturing phase.
Awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't taken a look at any pre-orders. I looked at the site a couple of weeks ago, but now I'm going to have to go and see.
Yeah, I know. I've been so busy. I haven't even advertised.
Yeah, I'll go take a look.
I put it on the website, but wait, I didn't even post it. So I'm going to work on it.
Okay, cool.
Then, I don't know if I told you, I want to go ahead and bring some AI work out.
You have not told me that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Working with a couple of artists. I don't know if I mention their names right now. But I love AI. Like I've been playing around with Night Cafe, and it's, you tell the system to do this, and what comes out is totally different.
Not at all. Yeah.
So I really got to hand it to the artists that have, taken on this new, I guess it's a tool.
Yeah.
To produce their work, because they have to manipulate it. They have to give it the commands, and it's a difficult job. And I just love the creations that are coming out of these artists. So we will be having, a couple of those coming in soon.
That's exciting. Yeah, I have another artist spotlight coming up. It'll happen after this one goes up. So I won't dive into it too much, but I was very not aware of how much work really goes into it. I mean, every artist is going to be a little bit different as far as their process, and the amount of work that happens beforehand, and all the editing and the paint over and adjustment and stuff that happens in Procreate afterwards. I just wasn't aware. So it was a really big eye opener, and I'm excited to see how some artists kind of utilize this tool to evolve their artwork. So, and Rose, like you mentioned, she uses it to a certain extent within her pieces as well. So the topic of AI art definitely kind of spurred my interest in talking to artists from all walks of life. And so it's helping, I'm hoping it helps to add some perspective to the conversation, if anything else. So yeah, that's awesome.
It is. Yeah. I just take it back to my experience. I used to work for an art center down south, and we housed about 10 artists. They had their studios and, worked their magic there. We had from sculptors to glass to
watercolor.
We had everything there. and I know what they would go through each day, sometimes stumped on what to create, but they used all means necessary to get their
Right.
art done. And I love the creative process that goes
Right.
with it. It's magical. So I love it now that I'm able to, bring that art
Yes.
into another art.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, that's so exciting, and one of the things that I wanted to touch on a little bit, I think that's going to be such an incredible partnership because sometimes, what I've seen, and now there's a lot of shops that are kind of changing this, but at first, when some of these AI artists were coming out, they were partnering with some shops that were also really new, but there was just some questions here and there as far as like, quality of materials and stuff. Sometimes that there was like a balance there, right? And
Mhm.
so one thing that I absolutely fell in love with the first time that I unboxed one of your kits was just the quality of all of the materials that were provided. So it's going to be so refreshing to see that kind of really cutting edge artwork and those really interesting pieces be applied to such awesome quality. That's going to be kind of like the perfect blend, I think, for me.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I aim for. Because when I started diamond painting, it was AliExpress, and
Mhm.
after you work at this new hobby, you tend to realize, wait a minute, that it can be better. So
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
I was lucky to find a great manufacturer. They're easy to work with,
Mhm.
very accommodating. There are mistakes every now and then, um,
Right.
but you give them a call, and actually it's a text message.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, it's easy. Sometimes I'll email them or just text them, and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry. We'll take care of it." Um,
Right.
so
Right.
it's pretty good.
Awesome. Cool. Well, what do tell me a little bit about um, what you feel your shop brings to the diamond painting community that might be a little bit different or a little bit special.
Well, we aimed for great customer service.
Mhm.
That's one of the things, other than trying to bring forth different types of artwork that people may be interested in. Customer service and quality is one of the things that I aim for.
Right.
Yeah, because you want to make sure that when your client receives the product, they're happy
Mhm.
with their purchase. They paid X number of dollars, and you want to make sure that that's what you're representing,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
and that's what they get. So
Yeah.
customer service and quality are pretty much top of the list. And then
Mhm.
variety, again, I'll strive to provide as much variety as I can. Um,
Mhm.
'Cause let me tell you, I just love everything I see, and it's like, wait a minute, it's a kid in the
Yeah.
candy shop. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my pending, my wait list is pretty long, and things that
Yeah.
I wanna bring forth, to the diamond painting community.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. And I can definitely say, from personal experience working on your one of your canvases and then having the opportunity to unbox a few others, that the canvas quality it's the best that I've
Mhm.
felt and worked with before. The glue quality is just incredible. It's nice and thick. Like I love a canvas that gives you a little squish when you go to
Yeah,
place. It
that you
kind
can
of gives
throw
it
it in
gives just a
place.
little bit. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Thank you.
But I think even more than that, the attention to detail with the rendering and the intention in that hand charting is just I've never seen it before, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like going through that Alphonse Mucha, that really big panel, and it was still very approachable. I didn't feel overwhelmed. I didn't feel like taxed by a certain amount of confetti or not. It was just a nice ebb and flow of a quick part and a part that requires me to really think about it, and then a quick part. So it's just a nice flow. And then the ABs, the ABs are just like they're so extra iridescent. I've every time I did an unboxing when I worked on that kit, that you don't see the ABs that have that kind of like really glossy. They almost give me kind of like I don't know, it's just extra sparkly, even more than I've experienced elsewhere. So
Yeah,
I don't know what they're doing there.
those are pretty good, and I have a good team of designers that are assigned
Mm-hmm.
to me. Um, and I guess I'm lucky in that respect, to have experienced the first few, couple of issues that,
Right.
I made it clear to the manufacturer, this is what I want.
Right.
And I was able to get a good team that just works on my paintings. And again, we go through the process back and forth till we get it right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you see what you get.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And there's also a lot of choices made in the renderings and colors too that I think other shops might not be as bold to make, but they end up really working out. Like I was working with Winter, there is like a 930 something, or it's like a really dark brown AB, like a chocolate brown, but an AB. And I know that some people kind of shy away from those deeper colors, those blacks and super dark browns as ABs. And when I first shook them out in the tray, I was like, I don't know about this, but I was like, you know what? Trust the process. Let's see how this comes together. And it looks fantastic. It looks great. And
It worked.
yeah, I see it in Harbor Lights. There's another section that has some black ABs. And the other thing I really think is unique too is you don't see a lot of companies coming out with canvas sizes that big for those landscapes, but I think it really does those images justice. They look so lifelike, at least from the rendering.
Oh yes. I have about 4 of those landscape humongous
Hmm.
charts, and I don't know, probably it's my fault. When I worked on those, Harbor Lights is the one that
Hmm.
you had. I'm working on it now. Um, I didn't think in centimeters that it was
Hmm.
going to be X number of inches.
Yeah.
All right. So, but to get the detail for that painting, you couldn't make it smaller. And
No.
add to it that one in particular, it's round.
Right, exactly. So it's got to be bigger.
It's when you use round drills, definitely the painting has to be much much bigger, and the more detail the painting has, the bigger it
Yeah.
has to go. And I
Yeah.
was afraid it wasn't going to sell. I was like, I got this big old long box, and I go, well, what am I going to do with it? Anyway,
Yeah.
there are people that like the challenge,
Yes.
doing large paintings, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely one of those people. So anytime I see like an extra large canvas, especially if it's around, because it'll feel like it's moving quickly, then I'm all in for it. And I think it makes sense to have those really big canvases in around
Yeah.
too, because it makes up for that lack of detail.
Lack of
But the same with the British cottage.
Mhm.
There's so much little detail and little things in that image that if you were to do it any smaller, it just wouldn't come out.
It just wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be introducing some. Well, maybe Harbor Lights will come in as a square, but I have
Hmm.
the ones that were on hold.
Hmm.
There's 2. Was it 2 or 3 that I added pre-orders? Those are resin,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
they're
nice.
square. So I was able to manage to produce them a little bit smaller.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Cool.
we'll see what happens with those. Then again, not a lot of people have that much wall space for a
Yeah. That's something that big.
6-foot canvas.
Yeah. I'll find room. I'm gonna find room somewhere.
Yeah. But I don't know. We do these diamond paintings, and not all of them are going to be framed.
Right.
You can just tack them on a wall, and
Hmm.
show them off, and enjoy the work the artist produced and the work that you did.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's a fun art. So
Yeah. Yeah.
why
Exactly.
hate it?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, tell me a little bit about, I have like some like logistical questions here just to inform people a little bit about where your product's coming from, where the business is located. A lot of times people want to know that type of stuff, maybe for shipping reasons, that type of thing. So talk to me a little bit about where you're based out of, where do you ship from, all that good stuff.
I am based out of South Florida, city of Sunrise, which if
Okay.
you've been to South Florida, it's close to Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where my products come from China,
Mm-hmm.
and they are shipped. So they're not flown over here. They're
Mm-hmm.
shipped, so that adds to the 30 to 45-day waiting period. So we do
Mm-hmm.
get them in-house, and
Yeah.
we keep the supply on hand, and when a customer orders the product, we go ahead and ship the product to them at least within 3 days. Sometimes we ship them the same day, depending on
Mm-hmm.
orders are coming, but we strive to ship them right away. And
Yeah.
yeah, and we use most of the time we use UPS as opposed
Mm-hmm.
to the US Postal Service, because I find they don't lose as many packages.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. With the shipment that you sent me, or the boxes that you sent me, I feel like we had just corresponded about everything,
Mhm.
and then within like 4 days or 3 days, it was sitting at my door. I
Yeah,
was like, oh my gosh, this is
their
awesome.
their average time is about 4 days, depending on your location.
Yeah.
But I know that in certain cities, if you're in a remote location, it'll take
Hmm.
a bit longer. But yes,
Yeah.
they're doing a good job. I, one of the things, back again to the size of
Hmm.
the bigger the size, the bigger the box, the higher the cost is.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly. Even though we get shipping discounts, etc., um, that's made it a little bit difficult for me to sell internationally. Though I do
Hmm.
have international clients, it's expensive
Right.
because again, the size matters, and
Hmm.
now all shipping carriers have increased their prices.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
at least 6% increase is what we're seeing.
Hmm.
Um,
Wow.
yeah. So that's another thing that I'm thinking of, reducing the size of the prints, or perhaps have my manufacturer mail them directly to the customer. So I'm weighing the options there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and I don't know, I mean, I'm not a small business owner. I don't know the inner workings, but I think that in my eyes, it would make sense, if you started to really develop a solid relationship with your manufacturer, you've seen the quality time and time again from the shipments that have been sent to you, you have a really good working relationship, strong communication, then you've built that trust at that
Mhm.
point to
Mhm.
go that route. And just like you said, it's growing pains with any business. So you might run into a few snags here and there, but you iron those out and you keep moving forward. But I do agree, like, I personally, even shipping stuff out when I've done like a giveaway, or I did an exchange with somebody else, even
Mhm.
sending something, to the other side of the country, I'm like, you want me to pay in excess of $100 just to swap canvases with somebody, or
Yeah.
to send
Yeah.
a giveaway. So I totally see it, and I can only imagine how exponentially more impactful that is when you're shipping hundreds of canvases all over.
Yeah, it is. And so that's something that I'm working on. It'll possibly reduce some fees, especially for the international customers.
Hmm.
I unfortunately just started.
Yeah.
There are companies that have warehouses in different countries. So,
Right.
you know, they'll have a warehouse in Canada and Europe, etc.
Hmm.
So when they manufacture items, they just ship them all, the product, to that country, etc.
Right.
So therefore reducing costs. But you have to be pretty big to be able to do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see, us paying storage fees,
Yeah.
for
And then the staff to manage that.
yeah, and staff, because that adds, to the cost of doing it.
Hmm.
So, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Well, we kind of talked about some of what I've found to be some of the key highlights in my experience from working on Diamond Painting Shop canvases, or the one that I have completed at least. is there anything that I missed? Are there any, new things that you want to highlight about the product and features that you're carrying right now?
My last batch, in other words, the one that you're working on and everything that's in stock right now, those had regular drills,
Mm-hmm.
the AB drills, and crystals.
Right.
So I tried that and to see how well people were attracted to them, and those sold pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
The next batch, though, will not include crystals.
Okay.
I'm just going with
Yeah.
regular and ABs. And then
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more preferred by
Yeah,
the clients. And then if you want to jazz it up, you can do so.
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have crystal drills that came in. They're still in the boxes. I have to unpack them and get them. So that's about the only change that I have right now for the kids
Okay.
in.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I noticed that a couple of the ones that I did unbox, Harbor Lights, had some crystals built into it. So I'm excited to see what those look like. But I do agree, especially with at least for me, I typically enhance my round kits more than I do my squares, just because there's more options, I think, from like round drill enhancements.
Yeah.
So I kind of like just getting the ABs and then throwing my own, spin on things.
Yeah.
And especially because I tend to go with like the really high quality glass drills, or maybe like a glow in the dark, or just something kind of really out there. And so then I end up collecting all these like regular crystal drills just because I don't actually put them on the canvas. And now I'm like, what do I do with all these?
What do you do with them? Right?
So eventually I need to get one like a blank canvas and just maybe do like a fun design or pattern, or, just have some fun with them.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can come up with something. It would be great to
Yeah.
use it all up. We tend to hoard leftover drills for that
Yeah.
when you need them.
Mhm.
Always doing that for mom. She works on a kid, and then I bag them and I put them in little boxes for her.
Yeah.
But she puts them to good use. Like over
Yeah.
Christmas, she got a bunch of Christmas cards, and she took her glue stick
Oh, yes.
put all these diamonds on them.
Oh, how cool.
Her birthday, she just loves it. And then
That's awesome.
and I ordered some, Christmas diamond painting cards are on my website.
Yeah.
I bring her, the batch. And she says, "Oh, I've already done mine."
I can do it myself. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I love these.
Yeah.
I already did mine.
Yeah. That's awesome though. Yeah. Anytime you can find a good use for that extra stuff, so it just doesn't go to waste.
Yeah, it is. You can always put it to use. I've seen some videos where people just adorn cups, and you can do anything with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we touched a little bit on, introducing some AI artwork into your shop at some point in the future, introducing or continuing to bring out some more square resin drills into some of your canvases. What else do you see that you can share, of course, coming down the pipeline in 2023, or what are some of your hopes for this year?
Again, we're going to introduce the crystal drills. I already added pens, some diamond paintings, and some of the tools, we call the things you use to the tool placers.
Yeah, the placers. Yeah.
So I want to introduce more of those products. Just to have the ability, but my main concentration will always be diamond paintings.
Right.
Yeah, because you can go crazy offering just way too much.
Yeah, and it helps. I think I like going on to a site and seeing majority, kits, because the accessories, there's a lot of, it's great to have those as an add-on, especially if you're trying to like hit free shipping or something like that, to have like some little things to add on here and there. But there's also a lot of small shops that focus specifically on the pens, or specifically on the, the tips and stuff too. So at least from someone that kind of is really obsessed and looks for all the things. Like it's rare that I'll go to a site that it's focused on diamond paintings. I'm like, oh, let me get a pen too, because I've got like my favorite pen turners and that type of stuff.
Yeah,
But
me
it's
too.
nice to have it there.
Mhm.
I'll usually, if I just need like, $10 to hit the shipping or something like that, I'll grab some drills or, a couple placers or something. So
It's something extra, but again, there's so many shops out there that provide
mhm.
those, especially handmade drill pens, or I love
Yeah.
trays. There's a couple of companies that do the trays. Um,
hmm
like in love with them. I have to order some for myself. Uh, it'll be
yeah.
just an added bonus, but we'll concentrate on diamond paintings.
Yeah, and it's also nice to for a shop to have those options for the person that's just starting out, that might want to do a little upgrade or something and hasn't really explored like the in-depth searching through, Etsy and all those other stores. So to be able to throw on a couple add-ons for someone that's new, or maybe, is a couple diamond paintings in, I think it's excellent to have the options there.
Yeah,
So I
it
think
just
that's a
will
smart
be an
move.
option, but again, it'll be strictly diamond paintings. There's
Yeah.
there's so many out there that we can offer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, do one of the questions that I had here is, I always find it really fascinating to look at different people's sites or different shop owners, shops and websites, because it always tends to like, I feel like sometimes it really reflects their personality type or their aesthetic and style. There's some shops that are a lot more kind of like floral and flowery, and some of them are like, here's all the pieces of or all the kits, and it's all very like, clean. So do you see your own personality and style and your own how you decorate, is that reflected on your shop?
Yes, I would probably start with my favorite color, which is blue. So
hmm
you'll see it on my logo, and the shops has a lot of blue as well.
yeah
Design wise, that was another part of the process of opening the shop, figuring out how you want it to look,
hmm
and then finding somebody that would actually put that site together.
right. Yeah.
It was like, okay, here we go. So that was another task. I was able to find a great designer
hmm
that did that for me. And I looked at other sites as well, and to see, what I wanted in my site. I want to tweak
hmm
a little bit, because when you go into my site, in order to see the description of the painting, the size, you have to click description.
The plus button.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
one of the things that I want to do is bring that information up higher.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Easier.
that's helpful too. That's really helpful to just get a quick glance and know like, okay, this is going to be perfect for me.
Yeah,
So,
it'll be
yeah.
in, within that 5-inch area. So that's
hmm
one of the things that I look to add in, and change into this.
Yeah. Yeah, and I really like the shop. I personally think it's very easy to shop from. Um, I love that you do have the opportunity to list what's coming in like the pre-order section, but it's very clear to
Mhm.
understand what that is. And then I your sale prices are always really clearly marked if there is a sale on a particular canvas, and just the overall look of it. I find it to be very really easy to use. And then
Thank
I was extra surprised. Yeah, I was extra surprised by the look of the boxes themselves are just really fun. I have a few of them there behind me,
you.
and I just think they're really fun. And I don't know, I just the aesthetics of what you're presenting in your products and in your site is just really eye catching to me. So
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, that
yeah,
was one of the things that I worked on before launching the site. I found a graphic designer that helped me, design the box. I didn't want to go with a, plain brown box or white box.
right.
So that was also a process. I told them what I wanted in a box.
Mhm.
Then, of course, I have to send the information on what's going to be printed. Um,
Right.
so that was good, and it's great because I've had to make a couple of boxes.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well, the last question that I had for you, and we've talked a little bit about some things, but are there any other hints or clues that you're willing to give or able to give of what we might see in your shop next?
I guess the hint was AI artist.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Is coming to the shop, and of course we'll continue to bring in the old masters. I have a couple of ideas on new ones that I want to add.
Awesome.
And, my artists that are currently licensed, I still have to go through a bunch of those that haven't been rendered yet.
Okay. Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, yeah, I mean, thank you again so much for taking the time to chat with me. I really, when we first started connecting or when you had reached out to me, I was already in the process of thinking about wanting to highlight some small shops and small businesses. So it was just really good timing. And then, like I said, later on that week or early that next week when I did my first unboxing and took Winter out, I was just like, I have to talk to her. This is incredible quality. It was the first time that I really pulled a canvas out. Oh, there's been a couple other shops, but where I was just like, this is a small shop that went from just starting out a year ago to exceeding a lot of other well-established, well-known shops in terms of like feel and quality. And it was just so inspiring to see shops or like Diamond Painting Shop, like your business, to really leapfrog to that next stage so quickly. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. That's one of the things I was looking for, again, in what product I wanted to bring forth to our customers. And we couldn't have made it really without you and the other creators that have helped us bring forth our product to such a wide variety of customers all over the world. So I thank you and my other
absolutely
for the amount of work that you put into producing our videos. It's just amazing. I know it takes a long time, and you put so much thought into it. That it's like a thank you just isn't enough.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. And if I'm passionate about something, then I love something, then I'm the type of person that's just going to like scream it from the rooftops. So it's no sweat off my back. I do it anyway. But
yeah, and I love that about you, because you're so natural, so spontaneous. That it it just shows in your face and everything that you talk about. So thank you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
So much.
Yeah, of course.
On behalf of myself and all the shops that you feature in your channel.
Absolutely. Yeah, no problem. Well, thank you so much again. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'm sure we'll get a chance to connect again at some point. And now that I have Winter done, I've got to figure out which one that I want to do next.
Yeah, you have a lot pending there. It's it looks like my pile.
Yeah.
Cool. Enjoy the work. Working on all these projects that you have going.
Absolutely. Well, thank you once again, and have an excellent rest of your day.
You too. Enjoy. Right. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, there you have it. My first small shop spotlight with Rosa over at Diamond Painting Shop. She was an absolute joy to speak with. Such a kind person, and thank you so much, Rosa, for agreeing to do this spotlight and kind of coming along with me as I try to do some of these more premieres for the first time. So, I really appreciate everyone, artists, small shops that are willing to do this just to, put a face behind the brand name, or at least, contribute more to, learning the kind of other side, the business side or the artistry side of what we do as a craft. I think it's, it's a unique perspective, and I'm so glad that so many awesome shops and awesome owners like Rosa are willing to be open and candid about their businesses, artistry, process, all that good stuff. So thank you so much, Rosa, and thank you all for sticking around and watching this video. Once again, any comments or anything, let me know. Otherwise, leave them in the comments section. But what I will say is, as a thank you to all of you that are watching either live or in replay, I'd like to do a little bit of a giveaway. And so what I'd like to do is offer up a $50 gift card to Diamond Painting Shoppe to everyone. So how this is gonna work is in the comment section, so not in the live chat, similar to what we did last time with Rose Profit Creation. So not in the live chat, but in the actual description box after this video wraps up, go ahead and leave me your favorite artist that you like to diamond paint. So at first I was going to do old masters, but some people don't like old masters, but just your favorite artist. I know that, you know, just like Rosa said, you know, it's a process looking up new artists and seeing what can be licensed or can't be licensed and picking your favorites or bringing more old masters. So I'd love to hear what some of your favorites are, either that you diamond paint really frequently, or maybe you've just had on your wish list for a long time and are just waiting to pull the trigger. Just give me that favorite artist, and you can just leave that in a comment, and I will go ahead and select the winner on my next, well, it won't be my next vlog because that's already been filmed, but it will be on a future vlog, and I'll make sure to include it in the thumbnail. So if you look at my vlogs, it'll say like vlog number 20, whatever. And then underneath it, it has kind of what we're doing today, like car vlog or meal prepping or whatever. In there, you'll see Diamond Painting Shoppe giveaway announcement or something like that. So just be on the lookout for that, and I'll announce the winner. And then I'll talk about what to do if you were the winner. I'll talk about that in the announcement video. So, all right. Well, thank you again so much for watching. Thanks again, Rosa, for participating in this. It means so much to me to have the opportunity to share small shops and businesses and just chat with the people that bring so much awesome artwork and joy to our lives every day. So thanks again, and thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of this content. Otherwise, happy placing, and we'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.